Hey everybody, welcome back to another video here at Crypto Simple. My name is Anthony. Let's just discuss about Cardano. A really good update video here today. But first off, let's just take a look at the charts for Cardano and what my thinking is throughout this market. So let's just start off with 2019 because I feel like that's something that we should be looking at, especially because we're still in the consolidation phase and we're entering the bull market, as you may all know. Since we'll start off with 2019, like I was mentioning. So in 2019, the one thing that I noticed was there's a little bit of optimism because the bear market, right? It was a bear market that we've seen a significant dip within Cardano. And we witnessed our all-time low, right? Like it's an all-time low that we've ever seen. And that was usually in the start of the new year, you'll start to see a little bit more bullish rally. And that's what we saw here, right? Around April, you see a significant uptrend, as you can see. So one thing that I will always like to just point out here is in terms of the info line, we went up 135% there, right? So it's a significant amount in terms of ROI. And the same thing I noticed for here. So beginning of this year, it's the same thing. So if I were to just chart this here, well, roughly give or take, it's 118% it went up as well. And as you can see here, there's always going to be a retracement period here. So I think for the deciding factor for Cardano is, yes, the fundamentals are very looking good right now. As you can see with Cardano, there's so many things that are happening with Shelly, especially Gogan coming out as well. And I think there's going to be a difference between this uptrend and here. The same thing, it's the same, but there was a significant downtrend as well, and then there's a consolidation phase, which is just accumulation point, in my opinion. The one thing I wanted to preface as well, all this that I'm saying here is just my opinion, right? So don't take it with a grain of salt. Obviously, it's just good to bounce ideas, but don't think that this is some form of investment advice because I can be completely wrong. But for myself, since I've been in the cryptocurrency markets for over 3 years, I think I've been watching charts out daily of all these cryptocurrencies when there's high retracements and consolidations, and it's something that's very healthy that I've noticed, because if you see a huge uptrend over 113%, there's definitely going to be a pullback, right? So let's just go back here if it lets me. I guess not. Sorry guys, a little bit of a technical issue, but okay. So back to my point where there's always going to be a pullback, right? It's natural. It's natural. It's letting the market breathe. The one thing I wanted to mention was look at the volume, guys. The volume is very, very healthy throughout this time, and it's because of all the fundamentals. The sentiment is changing within cryptocurrencies, and there's pretty much just two things I wanted to talk about as well, which is the upcoming Byron Reboot rollout. So in other words, when I was reading this, it's in March Byron Reboot will launch. In other words, it's starting to get the Shelly testnet up and running more and more, and they're just making sure, well, IOHK is making sure that each sprint works. Now, for those who don't know what that means is, well, for code and just the programming and development, it's project management, right? So they have a specific deadline for specific things, and they do sprints, and with these sprints they try to get as much as done as possible and try to attain the goal. And that's what they're meaning, depending on how each sprints work. So they're getting close to getting the Shelly mainnet release. There's no doubt about it. And I think in a 2 months time frame, as you can see here. So I mean, in terms of this, you're going to see a significant uptrend because of that. How much? I'm not going to say how much there, to be honest with you, because at that point it's speculation. But I could definitely say that we'll see definitely something huge in terms of ROIs for that there in particular, but who knows, right? So in another news here is the telecom deal is underway. I made a video before, right? My last video was talking about Africa and how it's going to be a catalyst to Cardano, and I think I very recommend you watching it because there's a new deal underway here. As you can see, they're sealing a deal with a telecom company in Tanzania, a country Hoskinson is yet to visit. So what that is in particular let's just go ahead and read it. Is the CEO of the blockchain firm said in the Price Waterhouse Cooper workshop, he would be going to Tanzania for one reason, is to seal the deal. So what this is pretty much just growing their presence in Africa, like I was mentioning in a previous video, or whether it be underneath, sub-Saharan Africa, South Africa, Rwanda, Ethiopia, and Uganda. They want to start the development with the Cardano and the Cardano Foundation. And how are they doing that? They're partnering up with huge telecom, financial institutions, and more importantly, they're trying to tap into the legislation of Africa as well. Right? So Price Waterhouse Cooper is no joke as well, guys. If you understand what Price Waterhouse Cooper is, it's a fairly reputable company, and I mean the future is bright for Cardano. Like I was mentioning, this is another bullish aspect that I see here. And the one thing I wanted to leave you guys off with before I let you go is, if you don't know what Elliott wave theory is, it's, in other words, there's 5 waves, right? So this individual is indicating that, obviously not financial advice, but Cardano was definitely setting up for a new all-time high within the next year or two. And the waves can range from 1, and this is probably around the time where Bitcoin's halving is about to occur. There's going to be a little bit of consolidation phase, and it's perfect for accumulation, guys. You guys are very lucky. We're very lucky right now, in my opinion, because the potential for profit is very huge, considering you're not really in that that crazy bull run yet, right? So this is more of an accumulation / bullish phase with the market sentiment changing, and you can see that it's going to be more of another wave, a little bit of consolidation. Remember, I was mentioning that there's always a healthy consolidation for every bull, a little bit of a bull uptrend or an uptrend, and that's natural. You just don't want to see sideways movement, because I mean, it's the market is at a standstill, right? The bears and the bulls are fighting to confirm what is the sentiment. And I mean, for 2018 and 2019, it was definitely some form of a bearish sentiment. But in my opinion, with 2020 coming into play here, and since we are in 2020, the sentiment has definitely changed, guys, and I'm sure you can feel it as well. And I mean, with more developments for Cardano, all we can do is say is the future is bright. Now, if you did enjoy this video, definitely consider liking, subscribing, commenting down below. Other than that, take care.